So today, one of the things that we're going to do is review the conversions that we talked about yesterday and the new method that we're using. We're using them as part of proportions, so it can be a good introduction to proportions and also make it easier for you to convert units. This will be a lot easier if we ever delve into the metric system too. You can use the same system, okay? So it takes a little bit of fear of metrics away from you. Metrics are actually better. Vanessa's used metrics a lot, she said, in Mexico, right? And it deals with just powers of 10. And so actually, in actuality, it is an easier system to use. It's just one that we're not familiar with here in America. So that being said, we're not going to deal with metrics right now, but the conversion process will be the same using our proportions. So what we're going to do is review the process from yesterday, and then we're going to review some of the solids and the difference in the solids, and then we will actually find some volume today. Okay? Yeah. Some of you are already rolling your eyes. Oh my gosh. I knew I would make your morning. Okay, so try this one, okay? Okay, here we go. 23 inches equals how many feet?
Oh, those yards, I'm sorry. 12.
So you wanted really bad to give that answer, didn't you? Okay. You need to look at your conversion chart that I gave you and find the line that has both inches and feet in the same line so that you can find the correlation between the two. 12 inches equals 1 foot. Okay, so she found the actual conversion that is true. It's 12 inches equals 1 foot. Now what we do is put that down first because that's something we know, and now we're going to compare it to what we want to know. Now I will let you know ahead of time that not all of the conversions come out exactly a whole number. Some of them will come out fractions and decimals, which is the case here. Okay, so we start with what we know for sure that is true, and then underneath it, we're going to put what we want to know. We want to know this. Since we don't know the feet, we're just going to call it X, okay? And so now we're going to put the 23 and the X in the correct spaces underneath. You have to match the units. So if these are inches, then 23 goes here with the inches. It's X feet, so we're going to put X here. Now we talked about yesterday that later on we're going to be using this a lot, and that's why I like this conversion method right here. If you have one fraction equal to just one fraction, this is called a proportion, and we use proportions a lot. One of the main things that I've seen, and they use it in a lot of problems, is the conversion for a recipe. You know, you say, the recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar if we're going to make 48 cookies, but I need 96 cookies. So how much sugar am I going to need to go buy at the grocery store? And it's a conversion where you say 2 cups is for 48 cookies. How many cups, X, is for 96 cookies? Do you see? And we'll use proportions a lot. So I'm really glad to have this opportunity to introduce it to you. Okay, it's very useful here. Okay, so when we have this proportion, we found out in proportions that when you multiply this times this, you will get exactly the same answer as if you multiply this times this. Now we found out that the proper way is to take 12 times X, write 12X, and that is equal to 23 times 1, which is 23. And then we just solve that equation like we have all along and find the answer, okay? And you need to remember this when we get to the more involved proportions later on. But for now, in our conversions, we found out it's just as easy and we get the same answer as if I want X, we multiply the opposite numbers, the ones that don't involve the X. This is a shortcut. That's 23. And we divide it by the leftover. Now look, guys, 23 divided by 12, 23 divided by 12, you're going to get the same thing, okay? And then 23 divided by 12 is going to be like 1 and 11 twelfths, or you can change that to a decimal, 11 twelfths.
1.916666.
I was going to say 1.9, something like that. And so our X that we found, our X, when we divided this, came to 1.916. Oh, it's not that, it's 6666. So I rounded it, okay? It can be a decimal, it can be a fraction. Everybody okay? All right. That's just a little bit of a review from yesterday for the conversions. If you're having trouble with conversions, talk to me. We'll straighten that out and we can use some worksheets to practice. Okay, so we're also, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. That would be great. Thank you for that. No, not a problem. That's a good interruption. Let's do this from now on.
I'm sorry.
This class, we all know each other. So as soon as you get here, you're welcome to get in my bottom drawer. Go ahead and get you a calculator, okay? Because I always forget and start class, okay? Okay, here's an example problem that we have from one of your worksheets already. Just a little bit of a review real quick. Find the area of this rectangle. And so by now you actually should have an idea of what the area is. But before you do, and you've got to be careful about this because on the GED test, I'm not going to be there to remind you, oh yeah, you might have different dimensions. You might have different units. So a good practice for you is to circle the units so your brain actually had to look at them, okay? And in this case, they're not the same. So we know that we have to stop and do a conversion before we can find the area. Okay, so we're either gonna have to change yards to inches or we're gonna have to change inches to yards. And the only way we can figure out what we need is to look at what they're asking for. And they're asking for, oh dear, they're asking for yards squared. It is. It is.
I couldn't find my glasses, I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, so if we want everything to be yards because that's what they're asking for in the problem, then this one is okay. This is the one we're going to have to change to yards. Okay, so look at your conversion chart. If we're going to have to do a problem that involves inches and yards, look at your conversion and let's find the line that has the relationship between inches and yards.
36 inches.
That's exactly right. So the thing that we found for sure, this is something that is true. We know that 36 inches equals 1 yard. This is the truth. Now we have to find our unknown, which is the blank or X. We're going to use X for that. And we're going to put this number and this number where they belong in our proportion. So the inches go underneath the inches, 540 inches, and X yards. This will not work, and you'll get the wrong answer if you don't coordinate the units in the same spots. Okay, they have to match. When you get to this point, if you want to know the X, then we'll take the shortcut, we'll multiply across away from the X, and we get 540. And we divide by the leftover. And we should get
15. I got 1/15.
15, just 15.
Yeah, 15.
Because you need to put this in first.
Okay.
Okay, put the 540 in your calculator first and then divide it by. And so we should have come up with 15 yards. Now, that isn't the whole thing that we're supposed to do here, right? Sometimes we get all bogged down in the work and forget to do what the question said. So now we're not dealing with the 540 inches. And my suggestion is to cross that out so you don't become confused with all of the numbers and put down the wrong number. So now we're dealing with the length of 15 yards and the width of 7 yards. How do you find the area? What's the formula for the area of a rectangle? Yes, ma'am. Length times width. And my suggestion was to write the formula first. This is how you learn your formulas. And then plug in the numbers that you need. Area equals our length now is 15. And our width is 7. So our area, is it 105?
Yeah.
105, and we're dealing with yards squared. Yes, yards too. Yards squared. Now remember, I think the first day when we started talking about square units, I told you that some of the problems may not put the little 2, but they'll write it this way. This is square yards, okay? It means the same thing. So some, depending on who wrote the problem, they'll put a squared up there, which means square yards, or they'll actually write it out square yards. Okay, same thing. Everybody okay with that one? All right, and let's do a triangle one real quick, and then we'll go straight to our 3-dimensional figures. Now, you know right now, I keep talking about 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional, that this is 2-dimensional. One of the worksheets I'm going to give you today is relatively simple, but they want you to look at the pictures and tell which ones are 2-dimensional and which ones are 3-dimensional. Okay, 3-dimensional are like the cube, the rectangular prism that we talked about yesterday, the pyramid, the cylinder. They're the ones that they like stick out from the paper, you know?
You can tell it's like a 3D.
Yes, 3D, okay. And the 2D are just, you could draw it flat and cut it out of a piece of paper. Okay, let's do a triangle really quick. Find the area of a triangle using conversion. And then we'll go straight to our solids and find some volume. Okay. Here's one. Okay, I didn't write find the area, but that's what we're going to be doing. Is finding the area. Yeah, let's do 8 feet. And 4 yards. Find the area. So the first thing you should do, get in the practice of, and it won't get away from you, is circle the units so you make sure they're the same. And in this case, no, they're not. They're not the same. Now the area, oh, on that triangle one, I forgot which one they want. Okay, they want feet. So they say area equals how many feet squared. So we look at our two dimensions and they're definitely different, so one of them has to be changed. But when we're trying to figure out which one, we look at the answer. It says feet, so I need feet. This one's okay. I need this one changed. I'm going to scoot that over so it doesn't get away, so I can write more stuff. 4 yards. We're going to have to change this one to how many feet. Okay? So find your conversion. Good. 3 feet equals 1 yard. Now this is something we know for sure. Now we're going to find our unknown. This is what we're converting right here. What we're trying to find is x. So we're going to put the 4 underneath the yards. Don't be a victim of habit and put it here. You need to put it with the units that it belongs with. And so I've got 4 yards here, and the feet is our unknown. Now we have a proportion, 1 fraction equal to 1 fraction, and we know that to find x, all we have to do is multiply here. 3 times 4 is 12, and then divide by what's left. Divided by 1 is 12. So now we know that 4 yards is equal to 12 feet. We cross out the other one so we just don't get mixed up. And then it's time to find area. This is our conversion. We need to find area. So what's the formula for area? Look on your formula chart.
1/2
1/2 BH. We learned that if things are crammed together, it's all multiply. And so underneath the formula, we're going to write the 1/2 because that's part of the formula, times B stands for the base. The base of this, it actually could be 2 different numbers. The base and the height will always be perpendicular to each other, okay? So actually, if you got mixed up, this could be the base and this could be the height, or this could be an upside down triangle and this could be the base and this could be the height. Whichever one you choose is okay because the base and the height are multiplied. The base and the height are perpendicular to each other, so you've got the right numbers, okay? So let's call, most of you are probably looking at this like it's upside down. So the base is 12 and the height is 8. So area equals, now if you're using the order of operations, you'll do this first and then the next one. But when something is all multiply all the way through, you're welcome to use your calculator and do the whole thing at once. Okay, and for me, the half of 12 is 6. And in my head, 6 times 8 should be 48 square feet. And so our area of this triangle, 48 square feet. Is everybody fine with that?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, good. One thing I forgot to tell you yesterday, Rebecca and I were working on this when we were doing conversions, and I thought, I wonder if that's on the formula chart, you know, those conversions, and they are not. So between now and taking the test, you might try to get those in your head. The feet to inches, feet to yards. You need to memorize that part, okay? You don't have to memorize formulas because you will get to use a formula chart exactly like the one we use here in class. You will get to use a calculator just exactly like the one you're using in class. But I did not see the conversions on the formula chart at all. So you need to start to get those in your head, okay? There's not many. Okay, what, 4 or 5? Not
That's
too
a
many.
lot. Not really.
6 of them.
6, okay.
Since you're a teacher, you could suggest them to put it in there.
I could suggest that, and they'll say whatever. Oh, Jesus is with us. He's joining right now.
Maybe it was the galaxy.
He might have been, because it's gone. I can only see me. I want to see. Aha, there we go. Jesus! Yay! Jesus, hi. You guys scream at him.
Hi!
What's good?
He said hi. Hi, Isabel. Now I can finally see your face, Isabel. Yay. Okay, let's get back to. I need to put myself. Jesus, your hair looks good.
No, it looks so messy.
Can't hear you very well.
It looks so messy, miss. My phone.
It looks wonderful. You're just so handsome.
I woke up this way.
Unpin video. I'm trying to make the speaker view big again so the recording will. There we go. And now I need to. I'm just seeing Jesus. So I need to get myself big again. Good heavens. Okay. Sorry, just 1 second. There we go. All right. I'm back. Nice to have you here, Jesus. We did some review of yesterday, and so you'll need to go back and look at the video to get the first part of this, okay? It's a review. Okay, Jesus. All right, today, and I probably won't ask you a whole lot. I'm just going to tell you again. Yesterday, we decided a prism is 3D, and a pyramid. Here, these are 3D figures, 3D geometric solids. We found out they're similar because both of them are named for their base. But we also found out they're named for their base. We found out that this one has 2 bases. This one only has 1 base. Okay, this one from the base up to the top will create a point, which actually looks like the pyramids in Egypt. Gives you the same idea, and that's probably why they're named that way. Here's the base, and then it comes to a point at top. So we only have 1 base. Since this is rectangle, then it's called a rectangular pyramid. Rectangular pyramid. This one, hey, thank you. This one is a rectangular prism because it has 2 bases. Here's the base and here's the base. And the things we know about the base, not only are there 2 bases, but they're parallel to each other and they will be equal to each other, okay? Both of these are named for their base. So if the base is the shape of a rectangle, then it's a rectangular prism. If the base is a rectangle, it's a rectangular pyramid, okay? And we can have a triangular pyramid where the base is a triangle. Same thing with the prism, a triangular prism. And we also found out that aside from the straight sides, we can have a round curved figure that that has the same attributes as a prism, which would be what we call a cylinder. Notice that the cylinder has parallel bases that are the same, okay? And it's named cylinder. It's not a circular prism. Good heavens. Cylinder. It is a cylinder. We're going to find the volume of a cylinder exactly the same way as we find the volume here, okay? The one that's similar to the pyramid is a cone. If you can see, it has one base, and then it comes to a point at the top. This one's called a cone. And these are the only ones that we're going to work with today, okay? So we're going to stay with the prism and the pyramids. Now, the first thing I want you to see as we go into actually finding the volume, are you okay with this? Everybody's okay. What I want you to do is understand, and you're going to have a worksheet like this, and it'll help you to understand. But if we have, let's talk about a rectangular prism again. I'm going to try to do this. Of course, the worksheet does it so much better. Okay. If we want to find the volume, you know, when we found the perimeter, it's just here, 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 just add the sides, right? Okay, and then when we were finding the area, you can think of a flat surface that we're trying to paint, okay? The area is just inside the perimeter. Now, we're gonna find the volume, and the way that I always understood it, a teacher told me, just figure out how much sand this would hold. The volume is how much it'll hold, or if I filled it up with water, how much water would it be? That's volume. But I love this. Okay, volume. I love this picture. Let me see if I can do it. Since volume is three-dimensional, then all of our units are going to be volume cubed, okay? Feet cubed. We call the little 3 cubed. What I'm trying to get you to see here is if we fill this up with little cubes. Okay, that'll do to give you an idea. Okay, let's say we took these little cubes, and let's say these are feet. So each little cube is 1 foot by 1 foot, okay? So I gave you a whole bunch of these, and I want you to fill up this box with cubes. However many cubes are in this box is its volume. So let's see if we can figure that out. The bottom layer has, this row goes all the way back, 1, 2, 3. This goes all the way back, this one, and this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows that go 3 back. That's 18 on that first level, right? The 18 blocks, do you kind of see what I'm doing? Okay, and then if you have 18 blocks here, then you're going to have 18 here, and so on. So we have 18 blocks times 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Right? 18 times 7, and that gives us 126.
Yes.
Is that right? And since this is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot, my bad. There's a cube, okay? So there are 126 of these. This is feet cubed because it's got a length, a width, and a height, okay? Feet cubed. And you'll see this more when you use your worksheet, okay?
And that's the volume.
This is what volume means. It's how many of these little cubes will fit in here,
Oh, I've done them before.
okay? So if we do this, how many cubes are up this way?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 feet because the side is 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, right? How many are across the bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And how many high? No, length, width, yes. Told you I was a little dizzy, didn't I? So if we take 3 times 6, we get the 18. 3 times 6, we get the 18. And then multiply it by the height. Do y'all see? So a rectangular prism is awfully easy to find the volume. Now I will show you the actual formula that's on your formula chart, and I'll show you why this works. Okay? But a rectangular prism is easy to do. Length times width times height. Bam. Okay? Now, here's how they're telling you to find the volume. Of a rectangular prism. It said, did y'all find it? Is this what it says? Rectangular prism.
SA equals PH. That has 2B.
No, that's area. We want volume. It's V. It's all the way over to the right-hand side.
SA.
No, that's surface area. I want the one that says V.
Oh, V equals BH?
Yes, there we go. It's all the way over to the right. You keep
Okay.
on going over till you find the V. V, it should look like this. Volume.
Yeah. got it.
Okay, now, very important part now. Do you know up until now, we've used a small case V. Remember? The small or the lowercase v has always been equal to the length of the base. This is very important to you. Up until now, we've used that, a lowercase b. Now they're giving us formulas that have a capital B, totally different. Capital B, if you see it, says that you have to find the area of the base first. So this will be an extra step. You'll have to stop, look at the shape of the base, stop and find the area of whatever shape that is, put that number there, then you can measure it by the height. Now let's see how that works with this. Okay? Remember, this was a prism. It was 6 by 3 by 7 feet. So let's use this formula to find the volume of this. Now the volume of a prism says to take the area of the base. So you have to stop, color in the base if you need to. Here is our base, right here. So what shape is the base?
Square.
Or a rectangle, right? A rectangle. Okay, so it is a rectangle. Now, what helps me is to draw the base out here separately. You just pull it out and draw it for yourself. So you have 6 feet by 3 feet. Do y'all see? Here's the base. Just that flat part it's sitting on is the base. This is the base. This big B says I have to find the area of that. So what's the area of this base? Length times the width. So 6 times 3 is exactly right. So now I have 18 feet squared. So volume equals the area of the base times the height. So what I've done is I stopped, I found the base, I found the area of that, so I put 18 in place of the area of the base. And now the height will be the other number, or you can think of it, yes ma'am, or it will be the line that joins the two bases. And so this is the height, and notice again, the height is perpendicular to the base. So that's true of what we've been doing already. And so 7, like Vanessa said, 7 is our height, okay? Big B means find the area of the base.
Is that what we're doing here?
No,
No, okay.
you have to find the area of the base and then take it times the height of the prism, okay? And so, guess what you're going to come out with?
126.
126. Now it's in feet, but now we had 3 dimensions.
So
Volume is 3-dimensional, and so its units are measured in cubic units. Everybody good? Yes, ma'am.
Why is there a big B and a small b? Is that supposed to be an H?
Because the little b is simply a length. This says little b stands for the length of the base, just one number. But the big B now, whenever you see that in a formula, you have to stop and find the whole area of the base, which means you're going to use at least 2 numbers to find this, okay? At least 2. If it's a triangle, you're going to use a half in it, and blah, 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 okay? All right? So now that you have all of this information, now I'll give you another prism, and you find the volume, all right? And any prism, triangular prism, hexagonal prism, octagonal prism, triangular prism, rectangular prism, all of them will have the same volume formula, which is pretty cool. You have to find the area of the base and then take it times the height. Okay, so here's your prism real quick. Okay. Okay, find the volume. Notice that I check the units. They're all inches, so I'm okay here. And I'm not going to have you do conversion for this yet. It's done the same way as the others. Oh,
It is.
I'll show you how individually.
Yeah. 3D.
Mhm. Okay, I want to give you all a chance to do this. I want you to find the volume. Big B and little b are so different in formulas. Be sure and be aware of that. Done already? Tell me what you got. 416? or 460?
416.
That's what I got. That's what I get. Good job. Did you do it just this times this times this, or did you stop and find the area? And then same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
And the area and then times 13.
Good job. Good job. So volume equals 32 is the area of the base times 13. Because the base in this case is 8 times 4, and so the area is 32. That's where I got the 32. And then take it times the height, which is 13. How are you with that? Yay? Yes, ma'am.
Is inches cube or cube inches?
Same thing. It's a good question. It can be inches cubed, or they'll write it like this, or cubic inches. This CU stands for cubic, but I haven't seen that written out so much in the answer. But all of those mean the same thing. Okay, the little 3 means cubed or cubic inches. Yes, ma'am, good question. Any questions on this one? You found the base. You found the base, and it helps to just draw it by itself so you can see it and put the right dimensions on it. Okay, so 8 and 4 gave me 32. That's the area of the base, and that's what I put in the big B's place. And then the height is what joins the two bases together, and that's the 13. It's perpendicular to the base. I didn't draw that. It's perpendicular to the base. Okay,
Okay, that's all I was gonna now too.
so you're okay? Okay, so let's do a triangular prism. And I think that might be as far as I go today. We'll just work on prisms, just prisms. Okay?
Can we take a break after this?
Yes, whenever I'm through with my instruction, you're welcome to take a break anytime that you need to. Just make them short and get back to work, you know, but yes, ma'am. Okay, here's the last one. We're going to do a triangular. This one's harder for me, but we'll see. Triangle. And let's go. Yep, it's harder for me. Okay, and then. Yeah, get it?
You're fine.
Okay, and I need to put some numbers on here. Let's see. This will be 10 centimeters. It's okay. And 25 centimeters. And the base, this will be 5 centimeters. I think that's all we need. So find the volume, and it's a prism, so we're going to use exactly the same volume formula. Volume equals the area of the base times the height. So the first thing that we're going to look at is here is the base. You'll be able to tell the bases better on the worksheets. But here's the base, so let's take that out of context here so that I can figure out this problem. This is just the base. So I've got 10 centimeters here and 5 here. Okay? So how do you find the area of a triangle? we have to do the triangle now because the base is a triangle, right? So you find out that it's 1/2 times the little b, which is just the base, times the height, which is perpendicular. So area equals 1/2 times 10 times 5. So the area of this triangle, which is the base, is 25 centimeters squared, because that's area. And that's the first part that we have to do to find volume. We have to find the area of the base, and we said it is 25 times, what's the height of this prism?
25.
25 again, because it joins the two parallel bases. So times 25. So the volume here, 625. We're dealing with centimeters. And it's volume, and volume is 3-dimensional. Okay? Do you get the idea? Okay, is that enough for you to work on today? I think so too, because you're going to have a couple of the very first handouts that you just decide 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional. And then you have 2 worksheets that they give you cubes inside, and you get to count and all that stuff, so you can get the idea of what volume is. And then it moves on to actually finding the volume of a prism. Everybody good? How about those of you that are online? Jesus? Are you there? Jesus?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Are you okay with the explanation for today?
Yes, ma'am.
I will be sending you the worksheets.
Go.
Isabel, do you have questions on what we've done? Your picture froze up. Isabel, if you want to talk to me, just hit the space bar, okay? Something must be going on with your internet. Josh, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, are there any questions that you have here?
No, I got
You're
it.
just ready to try?
Yeah, I got it. I think I got a grasp on it.
Okay. Now, all of you, do you have formula charts? Jesus, do you have a formula chart at the house?
No.
Okay, I will send you a formula chart and a conversion chart. I think I sent those a couple of days ago, but I will resend it. Isabel, you're unfrozen now. How'd you do today? Hit the space bar and talk to me.
Why do you hide it? Space bar.
Yeah, I can see you. It just must be your internet. It's really slow. I will send a formula chart today with the papers that you're going to be working on. And
Okay.
Josh, yeah, there you go. There you go. Any questions, Isabel, right now?
No.
Okay. If you have questions,
The volume and the other chart too, because I don't have them.
I will do that. I will definitely
Okay.
do that. You guys make sure and check your emails all the time, because the remote students, I make sure and send you your homework. So that should be coming to you in the next hour or so, all right, into your email. If you don't get it, text me. Also,
Okay.
remote students, if you have questions, you can call me anytime. You can text me anytime. If you need to show me the particular problem you're having trouble with, just shoot a picture to me. When I see it, I'll answer it and send it back. Okay?
Okay.
I will always be
Okay.
available to you except when I'm sleeping. Okay? And a
Okay.
reminder to you all, I will be out of the state on Friday and Monday, but I have decided with the principal to make 2 short Zoom videos for you all to work for that particular day and to leave homework worksheets for you to practice on. So you
Okay.
won't be without something to do on Friday and Monday. Okay, I
Okay.
still will be available by my phone and text if you have questions. Not a problem.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any questions up to now?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
If not, I'm finished for today. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
And you
Okay,
say you
thank
will
you.
send the
Same
homework sheet.
place. All right,
Okay.
okay, goodbye.